Corrugated rib is a neat little way how to add an extra visual interest to your knit garments. It's a rib where pearls are knit in one color and knits are knit in another color. If you want your contrast color to be the pearl stitches, you will first need to do a setup round. In the setup round, you will want to knit one with the main color and then knit one with the contrast color and just repeat for the whole round. You only need to do this if you want the contrasting color to be the pearl stitches. If the contrasting color will be the knit stitch, you don't need to do this step. And now you can simply start knitting the corrugated rib where knit stitches are in one color and pearl stitches are in the other color. It's important to note that we always leave the floats in the back of the work. So when I'm making the pearl stitch, the other yarn is always staying behind. I've done the pearl stitch, I immediately move the yarn back so the float stays in the back side. And of course, here I'm showing this tutorial with combination continental knitting. You will need to adjust to how your stitches are standing on your needles. Remember, the most important thing is that you always make the stitch through the leg that's closest to the needle tip. If you want to knit corrugated rib flat, that will be basically the same principle. When you are knitting the first contrast stitch, you will need to catch a float. So insert the needle and then just catch the float as you normally do for color work. And then you can simply start knitting as you normally would. And then of course, when you turn around, you will need to remember that now the backside is facing you, you are always leaving the float on the backside of your knit for corrugated rib. Again, I will just quickly catch the float for the first stitch. Then we start knitting as normally. For knit stitches, move only this one yarn to the back of your work, make your knit stitch, then put it back, and then make the pearl stitch. And then you just repeat the same thing. When you're done knitting corrugated ribbing, you will want to move on to knitting with just one color. You could be knitting either stockinette or ribbing here, but remember, if you want to keep knitting the rib, if your pearls were in a contrasting color, you first need to do yet another setup round and knit all of the stitches. And then after the setup round, you can restart knitting your rib in one color if that's what you need for your garment. And of course, the setup rounds won't really be visible neither at the beginning nor at the end. Here is a little comparison on how it would look if the contrasting color are the knit stitches or if the contrasting color are the pearl stitches. That's entirely your preference, which one you want to use. And also a little bit of difference for color dominance. Here the knit stitches were the dominant yarn and here the pearl stitches were the dominant yarn.